People, please gather round. I will announce who committed these murderous slayings, and the constable will then arrest the scoundrel.
Inspector, you don't need to waste any more time. We already know who the murderer is. It can only be Raja, Cecil's faithful manservant. How faithful were you when your poor employer, Cecil, was wrestling with that venomous snake in the upstairs bedroom?
Excuse me, madame, but what exactly are you talking about? True that my opinions of my employer are no better than a trigger-happy baboon in much need of psychotherapy. But I would not have killed him. Please, allow me to explain. 6 years ago, he came to my village in India to exterminate yet more defenseless creatures. He hired me to guide him into the jungle to find his quarry. But instead, he found quicksand. I tried to pull him out, but instead, in a panic, he pulled me in his way, eventually escaping himself by climbing on top of my back and using it as an Indian flotation device. I clutched onto his leg and he was forced to pull me up as well. So I owe him my life, and I've stayed with him ever since. I was bound to protect him, and I could hardly kill him myself. But since he is dead, and I don't know what to do.
I actually think that the whole idea of Raja being tonight's murderer is quite preposterous. Even though he may have had the motive to kill his master Cecil, he hardly had any motive to kill anybody else. No, tonight's murderer is someone who had a reason for wanting all those unfortunate people dead. Someone who would benefit from their deaths.
Someone like you! Yes, I've been watching you. You've been a crazy, yeah? But I think this is an act. You have murdered your brother, and now who stands to inherit the family fortune? And my little foo-foo, he got in the way. No! He was on to you. You knew he would eventually sniff you out.
Oh, please! That dog was too busy sniffing his own butt to sniff anyone else. And besides, if you'll recall, I was with all of you when the cow plummeted from the upstairs landing and clonked poor Roger.
Then who was it? If it wasn't Raja or Rupert, who then?
My dear Miss Penelope, I too thought it was Raja at one point in time, and Rupert as well. But that was before I found an important clue. And that clue has led me to the true identity of that fiend. And that fiend is Spencer Sutcliffe, world-famous race car driver.
What's that?
Please sit down. This entire evening, you have been faking a head injury, which purportedly gives you short-term memory loss. The perfect cover for murder. Where were you when Mr. Stokes was strangled with the telephone cord?
I don't remember.
Aha! And can you account for your whereabouts just before your date for this evening? Miss Twiggy was stuffed inside a clock?
No, I can't recall.
Mm-hmm. But do you recall leaving a smudged, greasy fingerprint on the corner of the Colonel's jacket? Who else would have grease on his fingers? Who, I ask you, who but a race car driver?
I don't know. I must have done it. I can't remember anything.
There you go. Confession. Case closed. Constable, take that devil away. But the only racing he'll be doing is cockroach racing across his 4-foot cell.
Oh, Inspector, I think you're forgetting just one thing. Spencer didn't do it. You see, he was with us when several of the murders occurred. And I'm pretty sure that most of us can vouch for his whereabouts during the murders, even if he can't. You see, your case will never hold up in the court of law, and the real murderer will be long gone by the time the judge throws out your theory of crime and humiliates you in front of your adoring public.
Well then, Mr. Smarty Pants, just who did it?
Well, actually, I don't think that it's anyone here. You see, I noticed that the greasy fingerprint on the Colonel's collar was not, in fact, grease, but lipstick. A dark plum-shade lipstick, unlike any that is being worn by any of the women here tonight. No, this is a very rare shade that I only recall seeing on my mother.
my brother. You know that Mommy went down on the Titanic years ago when that bad old iceberg hit it.
Yes, just another event of the curious string of bad luck our family has had over the years. I believe you were there, my dear. Left her on deck, did you?
I cannot believe you are trying to blame your poor mother. She was a darling woman. Darling. She and I were best of friends. She insisted I take lifeboat, so I did. Me and Fufu escaped from that sinking ship. It took my first husband Ronald down with it. Oh, how I miss him.
So you left her on the deck of the Titanic and escaped with your little dog,
She said, there is no room for me. Save yourselves! You're a liar, dear. I said to wait while I grabbed my collection of imported Italian shoes. But did you? No. No, I told you to leave that mangy little dog behind. There just wasn't enough room. But you decided to take it with you instead of me. I couldn't leave him to go down with the ship. What kind of monster do you think I am? Oh, no, but you could leave me behind. And as for that husband of yours, you told him to go back to the cabin and make himself a cup of tea. He was very boring, you know. Between him and the dog, I made the right choice.
Goodness gracious, Mummy, you're alive!
Mommy, this is so abso-toodly-doodly wonderful. How in the world did you ever get off that awful death trap, the Titanic?
Does she still talk like this?
I'm afraid so. But how is it that you survived, Mummy? I mean, you've been presumed dead all of these years.
Well, it wasn't easy. There I was, stranded on that accursed ship as it was prepared to go down. Next thing I knew, I was in the water, clinging to a deck chair for dear life. Then this life raft drifted by, filled with girl guides, and they picked me up. We were stranded at sea for weeks. All hope was lost. Our chances of survival seemed bleak. We had no food at all. So, I had to do what I had to do.
Oh no, Mummy, you don't mean...
Yes, Rupert. I had to survive at all costs. You know, to get revenge for my being left to drown. So, I ate all the Girl Guide cookies. And when they were finished, I ate all the Girl Guides.
You don't mean to tell me you ate an entire troop of Girl Guides?
Oh, don't be so dramatic. It was their idea. You know, being survival experts and all. And I did survive, so I suppose you could say that they earned an extra merit badge or two. Anyway, after that, I drifted for several weeks until the life raft itself sprang a leak and began to go down.
Oh my goodness gracious, whatever did you do?
Well, I would have drowned, child, if I didn't also have this. So I swam the rest of the way, till I reached England. My legs were a little stiff near the end.
But, Mummy, that still does not explain why you decapitated the Colonel. I mean, your lipstick was found at the scene.
Well, tonight has been all about getting the revenge I promised myself. No one deserves any of your father's money but me. Huh. And as for Fufu, well, you could say I finally settled the score, didn't I? Now to finish the rest of you off, make it appear like a murder-suicide and reveal my miraculous survival to the world, and claim all the estate for myself. Zsa Zsa, darling, you're first. Say hello to your dead husbands, all 5 of them. 9, actually. You have been gone a while. Stop!
Good Lord. I'm dead.
Serves them right.
I think you're out of ammo.
Here, Mommy.
Thank you.
Okay, Mommy. It's not you murdering people, I'm afraid I have to stop you.
Good job, Beatrix. Now be a pet and hand over the gun. Thanks.
Good gracious. I feel as though I've been walloped with a farm animal.
Roger, you're alive!
Yes, but I have a blistering headache.
Good news, brother. Mummy's not dead after all. She's alive.
Oh, Mommy, I'm so happy.
But I'm afraid she's going to be going to prison for a very long time after all of the murders she's committed tonight.
Oh, Mommy, how could you?
Oh, shut up, Roger, you little snip.
Wait! Here it is! The will. My entire estate will be left to charity! As my entire family are a bunch of worthless morons with not an ounce of character or intelligence.
But without Daddy's will, that means we'll all have to get jobs.
Well, as bad as it is for us, brother, it could be worse.
How could it possibly be worse?
Well, you see, Mummy's going away for a very long time.
Yes, you'll be going to a place where society can be safe from the likes of you. But this was only one ending. It could have gone very different. Let's rewind to when I was questioning Spencer. Cockroach racing across your 4-foot cell.
Oh, Inspector, I think you're forgetting just one thing. Spencer didn't do it. You see, the greasy fingerprint on the colonel's collar was not, in fact, grease, but chocolate syrup.
Well, if you're so smart, just who left this alleged chocolate syrup fingerprint?
Well, when I first thought about the clue, the first thing that came to mind was that chocolate syrup is sweet, even sugary, and syrup is, well, sappy. And I thought to myself, who is sugary sweet even to the point of being impossibly sappy?
Oh my goodness gracious! You can't mean riddle me. I mean, it's just not something I could ever do. You'd have to be a real meanie pants to kill all those poor victims.
Oh, yes, and I found this in the hallway closet. It belongs to my dear sister Beatrix. And yes, it's splattered in cowfield pudding, which proves that she was out in the field fetching a cow to drop on poor Roger. Oh, and I found these inside the booth. The will and poison.
Oh, yes. It just couldn't have been sweet, little, angelic, cutesy-wootsy Beatrix. Oh, no. She couldn't have committed homicide after gruesome homicide. She's just too nice. Well, I've got news for you all. I'm not nice. I never have been nice. I've just had to act nice for all these years.
But why drop the act now, sister? I mean, you've never resorted to cold-blooded murder before. Why the sudden interest in killing family members and friends?
Because our stuck-up brother wanted to get rid of me. Send me away to that prison he calls a girls' school. Well, I wasn't going to go. And I figured that a school with such fine reputation might reconsider allowing me in if the family's reputation was smeared by, oh, I don't know, several gruesome murders. There's another reason I just couldn't go. I fell in love, and I figured that if I got rid of some of the others, there would be more dough left for me and my fiancé when we escaped to Tahiti.
Fiancé? Isn't this rather sudden? We haven't even met the chap yet.
Oh, yes, you have.
My word! The butler did it.
Well, you don't have to remind me all the work I've done here. It's been years and years of torture. You and all of your dreary, stupid, scabby friends. I've had enough of babysitting you all. You're all a bunch of pathetic, whiny, snotty, good-for-nothing losers. And so we have decided to help your sister execute her plan and murder as many of you as we could. Isn't that right, Snookums?
That's right, Honey Buns. You're just the cutest.
No, you are.
No, you are.
That's right. We've had enough. Be a dear and do this, be a dear and do that. Well, why don't you people just do something for yourselves? So we put in the thrall tree and then this year. And now we're gonna be rich along with them.
What do you mean? The only thing for you is a future in jail.
Oh, I don't think so, Inspector. You see, we planned for this little eventuality. And to ensure your cooperation, I brought my cute little gun. And now, the will says that if I'm the only living heir left, I'll inherit everything. So that means you all have to die. So I've taken the liberty of having the servants prepare a little cookout for you all.
You barbecue my food?
Oh, yes, with a little sage chestnut stuffing.
That's enough! From both of you!
I say, well done.
You're right there. You are a tough one. I don't believe we've met. I'm Spencer.
Rupert, it says here that you are to inherit the entire family fortune.
Oh, goody! Perhaps I'll be able to move out of the pantry now. I mean, it's so hard to have guests over, you know. Well, dear Beatrix, it seems as though your plan has come and done. And now it seems that you're going to be sent off to a place where they're going to teach you manners and make you wear a uniform anyway. Not Mother Lockdown's Academy for Girls, though, I'm afraid. Prison.
Come along. You're going somewhere society can be safe from murder and scum the likes of you.
Go into the big house, go into the big house, go into the